potential problem that you find or you face by getting a cheaper alternative. In terms of build, I've noticed this in terms of carpentry, even local build versus just across the border. The wood quality, sometimes it could be just patched slightly $5 a foot higher, the ones that are built in Singapore. But the wood quality that is given sometimes is hollow, is weak. The hinges are being used that is cheaper. But you tend to pay, you feel that it's cheaper because they always look at the contract, right? And see that that's the price, it's better. But they will actually try and cut corners in the back. So compared to what is a quality build, which is more sturdy, the hinges are better, they don't rust as easy. Yeah, so there are different elements to it that make a lot of a difference.
Sorry, what's the question? Maybe it's a price war in that sense. Basically, when it comes to client thinking that comparing price is the best way of getting work done, I don't think so. That's a fair thing to do because you know what, every company may have a different price point. Can I say that? Because of the finishes, like what David says is true in that sense, because of the carpentry having a very cheap hinge in that sense, that compromise quality of the carpentry itself. And on top of that, I mean finishes like tabletops and tiles, for instance. Even the paint play a part. Many people think that paint is nothing, but actually painting is part of the top of the cream of cake in that sense. So this is very important things to look into. And it's not always cheap, it's good, but actually somewhere in the middle is a safer option for me, rather than not going too high, not going too low. And I think customers should understand too low is not healthy most of the time.
To be honest, everyone is guilty of the whole price comparison thing.
Yes.
Right? I mean, that's the first thing we look at when we get quotes. I think what will require more effort on everyone's part is to probably investigate the vendors that are submitting their quotes so that you understand why they're charging a certain thing. Because if you look at them purely from a numbers point of view, say it tells certain parts of the picture, as Cam shared, perhaps not everything. And in this industry, there's so many ways to just skimp. For example, your plywood, your hinges, potentially even the kind of paints or sealants that you use.
Like glass tempered or non-tempered play a lot of difference. Even the thickness of the glass also play a part. Many people may not realize the thickness of the glass also very important.
So I guess it's good to have margin for everybody, right? So that even if you want to start squeezing, they don't feel so bad because they've already got a little bit of buffer and they're like happy to accommodate, they're in the job, we want to finish it, do well. I think everyone has an inspiration like that generally, right? We want to just do it well. Nobody's out there to just cheat you, right? You enter a job just to like take your deposit, do a little bit and run off.
Yes.
That is bad. From the start, it's bad.
Yes.
The fact that they just take the deposit and run off. The intention behind it is already bad.
Yes. That's right. I don't think that's the spirit behind Artisan. So everyone can create margin for everyone, from the service provider side, the client side. It helps when things need to be plus minus in terms of like we need to vary materials inside because of changes, or I don't have enough money and the contractor. It's okay. I'm happy to just give you a bigger discount because I've built in a little bit of a buffer. I don't make so much, but I know I deliver to you better product. Because on the service provider side, if they deliver something that is subpar, they know that the return calls back is going to cost them opportunity cost.
Correct.
It's actually more expensive to do defects business than.
Yes.
I think this business also is a two-way traffic. It's not only about service provider and also the end user and how the relationship in that sense. So it's not only about our side, it's also about the client side also in terms of like this.
In terms of what?
Like, how to put it? What I'm trying to say, people always try to blame a service provider in that sense. So it's not, what I'm trying to say, customer is not always right. Yeah, many people tend to put all the blames to the service provider rather than not looking at the mirror about themselves. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not only service provider but also the end user.